James Gunn's Superman Legacy has its Lex Luthor in actor Nicholas Hoult. So, I heard rumors that he was in the running to actually play Superman, which I never really bought. And then it was wondering if he would be up for Luthor or Brainiac, and I thought it could go either way, but apparently they went with Luthor for Nicholas Hoult, and well, it's good for the actor. I mean, he was apparently in the running for Batman, and Robert Pattinson beat him out on that. And then, of course, it was just, I don't know if it was ever true that they were looking at him for Superman, but then, that's how it ran. He said, oh, he loses out to Corn Sweat. But I don't know that he was ever in the running, really, there. I think people just heard that there was discussions with him, and probably all along they had their eyes on him to be Lex Luthor. Now, recently there were rumors about the plot again, and that there was some incident in the Middle East and all that sort of stuff, and people wondered, wow, maybe they'll scratch that because of current events and whatnot. There's also to consider that it just sounds like a similar plot to Black Adam and stuff like that. But someone asked James Gunn online and said, please tell me that this Middle Eastern story isn't true or what have you. And he said, it's not true. Well, then people responded saying, well, maybe he's just answering what the guy had said, what the guy wanted him to say. Or it could be somewhere in between, or it's absolutely untrue, or there is an incident, but it's not the entire focus of the film. It's just a jumping off point or what have you. But the story did insinuate that the authority would be there and that they would be called out into this incident. But it could very well be that no, the authority is not involved in this, and there is confirmed that the engineer will be a part of this. And I still think Brainiac will play a role, and I'm hoping he does, but I'm thinking, just my guess, that you could have engineers' abilities as a result of Brainiac's technology and that sort of thing. So anyway, also that Luthor will probably be a candidate for president, if not already running for president. They've done this in the comics where he did become president and all that sort of thing. And maybe that'll be the case. But with the age of Nicholas Hoult and David Cornsweet, I'm wondering if they'll go with the version of Luthor and Clark as having both grown up in Smallville at some point in their lives and maybe even knew each other. I was never keen on that. It's been done several times. Of course, the Smallville series did it, but the Superboy comics would do it, and that ultimately the origin of their division with each other is that Lex Luthor was trying to find a cure for Superboy's kryptonite weakness. And there was a fire broke out in his lab, and Superboy went in to save him. But as a result of trying to save him, he ended up causing Luthor's hair to fall out. And he blames Superboy for the loss of his hair. Well, I think you would need a little more than that. I've always thought that the better one, and this had involved a Luthor that was older than Superman, but nevertheless was a man who had risen to power and wealth and all that sort of thing, and was the center of attention, especially in Metropolis. And then here comes Superman, and nobody cares about Lex Luthor anymore. And this really stuck in his craw. But also the idea of a legitimate concern in the sense that alien influence on the overall ecosystem of humanity could be a problem. And this would be an obsessive motive for a Lex Luthor and that sort of thing. But who knows how they'll posit this within the narrative. But overall, yeah, I can see him just as the look. He can do these sinister looks, stuff like that. He'll have to shave his head and all of that. I kind of wondered if maybe he could have pulled off a Batman. I'm not sure, but I guess we'll never see. I liked him in the X-Men. He was fine as a Beast and all that, but a very different character in Lex Luthor. And Lex Luthor, of course, is the ultimate villain of Superman, but he's also kind of a regular cast member of Superman, and that puts him in a different position than the other villains that Superman goes up against. So I've got no problems with this casting so far, and I've remained concerned and worried about the direction of this DCU endeavor, and I hope against hope that it works. But, well, in the current era, I believe it's better to err on caution and remain dubious of these projects. But in this one, it's still something of a mystery as to how it will turn out. So, of course, hopefully it works. Hopefully it does.